23. Psalms 23. First verse. Psalms 23, first verse, and the first 4 words. Amen. All of us should be very familiar with that. Psalms 23, first verse, first 4 words. They are: the Lord is mine. Amen. Amen. A few years ago, they told me that I had cancer at the 4th stage, and I found out that was the last stage. And they told me that, and as they was talking, they gave me about 2 years. And then I say, if man can give me 2 years, look what God can do. That was in 2012, but look at me now. I know the Lord will. Won't God make a way? Somebody say he'll do it somehow, but I'm a living witness he'll do it anyhow. And we just going to do just to help him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It goes like a ship been tossed and driven. Oh, I'm bound by life angry sea. When the storm of life all get to raging, a little feelings fall down on me. Lord, I wonder, what have I done that make this race of mine get a little hard to run? I said, soul of mine, please, sir, don't worry. God will, oh, he'll make a way. I tried him anyhow. I want to say this. Oftentimes, I get misunderstood. Out of all the good that I try to do, I go to my friends for just a little consolation. Oh, I finally got their own problems too. But oh, so many nights I lay toiling pain, and all I'm doing is wondering, what will tomorrow bring? There's a sweet relief and no rain. The Lord will, oh, won't he make a way? I tried him. Oh, anyhow, I'm going to say this and I'm excluding him. I tried, do my best best in the service. Lord, I've even tried to live the very best I can. I used to then do that one. Every time I chose to do the right thing, y'all. Evil present on every hand. But now I look up and Lord, I wonder why. Seems like to me fortune's good. They go pass me on by. Sir, soul of mine. Please, sir, don't worry. God will. Church, won't he make a way? Won't he do it anyhow? Help me. I said the Lord will make a. Tell me about it. Y'all know what he'll do? If you oh yeah, there it is. Better get a heavy bag. Roads closed. When doors are closed. Oh yeah. When friends talk about me, but I know that. Yeah. Oh yeah. God will. We'll make a way. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. The Lord is mine. These are the words of David. You remember the things that David and you can time it now. We went through. And we find that the book of Psalms has contained beautiful lyrics of music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The book of Psalms contains 150 songs. 75 of them has been given to David.
Yes, sir.
As being the writer. David is the youngest son of Jesse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The youngest 10, 8 boys, and 2 girls. David, the great grandson of Ruth, who at one time, you remember, was married to Boaz. Jesse, the father of David, was very respectful in his city. David, you remember, was born in the city that they called Bethlehem. David means beloved, and somebody said that he was a son, child from God's own heart. Jesse, who believed and knew what prayer could do. Once a year, we're not going to hold you. We're moving on. You know the story. They would give a practice feast on the property of Jesse. And since Jesse was the owner, he also served as master of ceremony. And one day, while the feast was going on, God had ordained one by the name of Samuel that if he would make an honor announcement arrival to the feast. And I want you to go, and there I will prepare a horn that has been concentrated with oil. And I want you to go to Jesse's house, because there at Jesse's, one of his sons has been chosen as king. All right, preach up. And as Samuel made his way to Jesse's house, the Bible tells us that he made his way there driving a heifer. Preach up. And the Bible tells us that a heifer is a cow who has not yet born a calf. And as they was having the feast, and as Samuel horn was ready, then out of 7 boys that Jesse had, that it was the one that who would go under the horn. Yes, sir. The oil will come and drop, and he is the one that has been chosen and anointed by God to be the king. Yes, sir. Preach it. Yes. And as the boys began to go under the horn, or should I say pass under the horn, from the eldest down, and then nothing happened. And then out of all of the 7 boys that has been said. You remember that 7 means that, hey, that should be at 7. Answer it and close at 7. Let us know that it is the finish of that. And then I still say 7 is that, because that was the 7 that did nothing happen to. But Samuel asked the question, said, is there not another son? Do you not have another son? And then listen what Jesse spoke and said, that there's one there, but he's a shepherd boy. And Samuel told them, said, go and get him, and we will not move until he has made his arrival. Ain't God a good God? And as David made his arrival, and as he went under the horn, the concentrated horn, can't you see the oil began to crawl down on him, knowing that he was the one that God has chosen, that was ordained by God to be the shepherd boy, to be the one that was made king. But one thing about it, David also loved his position as being a shepherd boy. And as David was anointed king, and after the ceremony had completed, David went back to his regular position at that time. And as he went back to watch over the sheep, and then David looked towards heaven, and he began to talk to himself and said, now, like I am over these sheep, there is somebody over me. David was raised and brought up knowing that God is God, and beside him there is none other. And as David began to think and talk and look at what he said, like, the Lord is my shepherd. And then you know what he said, because of he's my shepherd, I shall not want. And listen what David said, now, like I am over the sheep, sometimes when they don't want to do as, let me say it like this, at the altar, sometimes there's one has to compel them to do so. And listen what David said, since the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down. You see, it has been said that God don't make you do anything, but I disagree with that, because as being a child of God, as being a human first of all, when you tell me to do good to those that despitefully misuse me, I can't do that by myself. I got to have some help. God maketh me to lie down in green pastures. And one thing I like about God, God will make everything all right. And David said that I'm going to stand before God, because he leadeth me beside the still waters. And one thing about it, when God leads you, everything will be all right. No wonder the songwriter said, let Jesus lead you. If you let him lead you, he's a mighty good leader. Then, you know, that's what he said. Say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You see what happened, the reason for that, as David knew that somehow or another that danger and trouble was around. And as he was in the valley, over in the mountain, there was the lounge there, and the sun made the shadow of the lounge shine in the valley, and the lounge represented death. And David, look what he said. Now, as the shadow was there, he said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I fear no evil. How come? Because thou art with me. One thing about it, when God is for you, the world can't do you no harm. When God got his arms around you, the Lord is mine. I'm getting ready to close, but I like when he said the Lord is mine. For the Lord is my all in all, my rock in a weary land, my burden bearer, my heavy load carrier, my bridge over troubled waters, my hope. The Lord is mine. Whatever I need, God got it. Seem like when doors been closed, God is my door opener. God is my all in all. Yes. You getting ready for revival? And I want you to know that the Lord is my way in and my way out. I got sick one day, and I realized that the nurses was giving me the medicine, but God was my healer. The Lord is my bread when I'm hungry, my water when I'm thirsty, my company keeping a lonely hour, my friend when I'm friendless, my up and all my down. Let me close. There's a story that I love to tell. It has become a part of me. The Lord is mine. If you don't mind, let me tell you about a conversation that took place between rich girl and the poor girl. The rich girl father owned houses and land. Ain't God all right? And then as the poor girl was rich but wasn't aware of the richness that her father held. And as the poor girl and the rich girl, as they began to walk to and fro, the rich girl looked at the poor girl. Ain't God all right? And the rich girl looked at the poor girl and said, do you see those cows that are grazing there? Poor girl said, yes. The rich girl said that those cattle belongs to my father. Ain't God all right? As they began to move on, the rich girl looked at the poor girl and said, do you see that plane that is selling there? The poor girl said, yes. The rich girl said that plane belongs to my Father. Ain't God all right? And as they began to move on, the rich girl looked at the poor girl and said, do you see that yacht that sits on the waters out there? The poor girl said, yes. The rich girl said that yacht belongs to my Father. Ain't God all right? About that time, tears filled the poor girl's eyes. The poor girl looked at the rich girl and said, wait 1 minute. You told me what your father owned. Ain't God all right? The poor girl said, if you don't mind, let me tell you what my father owned. Ain't God all right? The poor girl looked at the rich girl and said, do you see that grass that your father grazing in? The rich girl said, yes. The poor girl said, all that grass belongs to my Father. Ain't God all right? And as they began to talk on, the poor girl looked at the rich girl and said, do you feel that air that your father plane is selling in? The rich girl said, yes. The poor girl said, all that air belongs to my Father. Ain't God all right? And as they moved on, the poor girl looked at the rich girl and said, do you see that water that your father yak is sending in? The rich girl said, yeah. The poor girl said, all that water belongs to my Father. Ain't God all right? The rich girl looked at the poor girl and said, if your father owned all of that, tell me why you dress like you are down here. Why? Yeah. Is your clothes all raggedy? Why? Yeah. Is your hair all nappy? The poor girl looked at the rich girl and told her, said, I may be raggedy down here, but when I get home, but I gotta roll over. The doors are open. Will there be one? Come by letter. Christian experience, a candidate for baptism. Yeah, yeah. Yes, I am. Will there be one? Oh, Lord. Y'all know what? I'm happy today. Oh, Lord. Will there be one to come? Oh, yeah. God is my all in all. Oh, yeah. Oh, be a stone. Yeah. Oh, I'll cling to my Savior. Oh, He loves me. This I know. Y'all know what? I'm happy, but I'm happy with Jesus. Is anybody like me? Oh, Lord. God bless you. Yes, I am. Would that be one? Oh, yeah. The Lord is mine, I'm happy.